my grandmother coached back when she first started teaching, and my great aunt played. And then I think there were women's sports back then, but then I think World War II came about, and the guys came back from the war, and everybody was supposed to go home.
Some schools didn't have the money or didn't want to expend on money to have girls' athletics until Title IX came around. We're not spending any money on girls' sports. It just wasn't going to happen. And the state said, hey, if you're doing it for the girls or the boys on one side, you've got to make equal opportunity for the girls on the other side.
And coaches that said, that's going to ruin boys' sports. And, silly.
They won't pay for themselves. There'll be no crowd. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, we thought I guess they thought we were going to take all their money or something. I don't know, but it was just, and even there were even some coaches that had daughters that played later on, years later, and I was just so surprised that the stuff they said, it was just crazy.
Because my sister was 3 years older than me, and she had nothing. I mean, she just totally missed it. So, even when I started and after, I mean, I think it changed so much over the course of each year. Progressed quite a bit. I feel like I was fortunate to have had the opportunity to play basketball and to do that stuff. But then I look back and think, I would have loved to have played softball too.
I don't think we realized. It was just, we would have if we couldn't have played in something. Yeah. They were all really good athletes, but there wasn't anything for them to play in except for you'd see them play softball. And we had basketball and softball, but you were only allowed to play 12 games because girls couldn't play anymore than 12.
And wear them out.
Well, that was the main issue to get a program. We didn't have money, so the money for the jerseys or the shirts were donated, and then we just wore our own jeans. And that was the main reason we couldn't have softball. There was no money, so we had a donation for the shirt.
Did they go to the state tournament their first year in jeans?
Yeah, we did.
That's what I thought. They didn't have uniforms.
So
Uniforms
were big back in the day when you got new uniforms.
Bell-bottom jeans.
Yeah.
They were bell-bottom.
Oh, God.
Like in basketball, like the thing then, I remember Madison, we had a couple where they were assembly games. That they were just trying to, expose everybody to the girls' game. And so, I mean, I remember we went to Madison, and it was a packed gym, it was just totally...
It was during school day.
It was during the school day, yeah. So it was the student body, it was the student body that was there, so...
So the bell rang.
The bell rang and everybody left.
It was when we would practice a lot, we scrimmaged the freshman boys. Just so we got used to being knocked around and everything else and dishing it back. We couldn't go have shoot-arounds in the morning that these kids have now. The boys could. We went to Mindy Foster's barn and we shot with gloves on in the winter, and that's where we had our open time on the weekends.
I guess I kind of took it for granted. I just seized the opportunities that were given to me, used the support from my parents, and just played. I just played. But learning all this, I look at these ladies and I'm like, I feel like I don't belong with this group of women, it's amazing the stuff that they did.
I don't think it's even a possibility. It's just like I don't understand previous generations things.
Right.
I don't think it's out of lack of respect. They didn't live it. And I think it's really hard, even if people read this article or see us here talking, unless you experienced it, I really think it's hard to understand that, this is how it was.